Hi everyone, John from Downtown Toyota, and welcome to another one of my little videos where I'm going to show you one of our new cars. And this one is one I'm really excited about. We've waited a while, but now I can finally excitedly say the new 2026 Toyota RAV4 is here. The one I've got to show you today is our RAV4 Cruiser model. As we go through the year, we're getting our plug-in hybrids, which are two of the newer models. Later in the year, once we get them, I'll give you an extensive run through on those as well. But just to let you know, the current range now will be our GX, GXL, the Edge, which is repositioned from the top to the middle. Then we'll have our XSE, the Cruiser, and then later in the year, our GR Sport plug-in and also the XSE plug-in. But for today, we're going to show you the new Cruiser. So let me walk you around the front. One of the things we've changed on the front of this car, we've got our new hammerhead design, which is something we're flowing through to be a very familiar point with most of our models. You'll have seen it in the new Hilux, Corolla Cross, Camry's getting a little bit of it. They're all getting that new design, which is a nice thing to be familiar with. We've got our sensors are built a lot further in, so they're nice and seamless, and all the way through the front to link in also with our forward camera and our millimeter wave radar system for our radar cruise control. We have our new C-shaped headlights, which are all LED, which is good. And on the Cruiser model, you're getting our little spotlights as well. The Cruiser's had some changes. So one of the changes is we now run 20-inch wheels. Previous model, they were 19 and 18, depending on which engine choice you had. They're now a 20-inch and a nice black and silver, and I reckon they look really, really nice. So that's a good thing. We've got black mirrors on the Cruiser, and I'll show you when we're inside, but we now have on the Cruiser a new panoramic sunroof. So it goes all the way through, rather than just your standard size sunroof that we normally have. Coming around to the side, obviously the dimensions are very similar to our previous RAV. We'll find that she's, although the same length, she's a little bit taller and a little bit wider. It's very minimal, but it's enough to make a marketable difference when you see the car up close. One thing I really like about this, which is something, and it's going to sound a little gimmicky and a little bit geeky perhaps, but I'm a visual person for a lot of things that I see. These tail lights, how cool are they? All LED and really visible. You'll be able to see them from a long way back, which is what you want when you're driving along. You want to make sure the people behind you can see that you're now braking, or just like that, when your lights are on at night, they can see you nice and visible. Access to the back on the Cruiser, we have our kick release. So park our foot underneath, wait, up comes our door. So if you're approaching the car with an armful of stuff, you can do that to literally load straight in. And then closing it is the same. Kick, stand out of the way, and she'll come down again. There's also a function inside there on the two release buttons that you can actually lock the car. If you finish getting everything out, you don't have to go back around the front. You can press the lock button, providing the fob keys with you. The door will close, it'll lock the car, and off you go, which is a really good thing. As we expect with our RAVs, all of our RAVs, ingress and egress is the same. We lock it one touch, providing the keys within 15 centimetres, and to get in, hand over the handle, and away we go. Now, the changes that we've made to this car are really good. Obviously, there's a few differences. We've got the fifth level hybrid system, and we were testing this car when we first got it on Friday, and I can tell you the fuel economy in these is going to be fantastic. The range is improved. Previous model, like the one I own, was about 930 k's to a tank. This is around 1,030 so far. So once you get it dialed in, you may even see an improvement on that yourselves. But very much a good little range, especially with fuel the way it is at the moment. That'll be good to know that you've got that distance to cover before you need to look at refueling. So here we have the inside. And I'm going to climb in here in a minute and show you a few of the things that have changed. And I can tell you what, it's a lot of good change. There's a lot of things in here that I like that I'm sure you will appeal, that'll appeal to you and you'll like as well. There's been some nice changes. So I'll hop in and we'll have a look through some of them. One thing we can see with this car now is twin wireless chargers. So if you've got two phones you need to charge, now it's not a matter of having one charging and one cabled. They can both be sitting there in their trays, charging away happily. You've also got USB ports as we'd expect, and they're here, and also at the back for people who want to charge anything at the back, or have an iPad charging and watching a movie if they want to. If you've got the kids in the back, that's all available to you as well. We have this little system here, something different. Here's our normal center console, opens up, you've got reach in that side, reach in this side, which is something we didn't have before, but party trick, you can take it out, turn it over, and now it's a tray. So if you wanted to sit somewhere, if you were watching the kids at a sport venue or something, or you're just hanging out by the beach and someone wants to eat something, you've got a tray to do that with, which is going to make life a little bit easier. And as simple as that. So obviously, as we expect, push start, you can see the seat sliding forward. These now have, in the Cruiser model with your memory seat, the seat will now partially or fully extend back when you've decided that you're getting out of the car. So once you turn the car off, and you under your seatbelt, the seat will go back for you. So you can get in and out easier, which makes life a lot simpler. Plus you've got your 2 memory functions. So if you've got 2 drivers, each person can have their own seat setting. That's a good thing. Now, I love a sunroof, even with this haircut. So the one good thing we've got now is the Cruiser now has our full panoramic sunroof, which as you can see, the cover's going back, the sunroof's opened, and you've got it all the way back there. So if you've got someone sitting back there at night, they're going to get a really, really good view of stars and things like that. You can have it just closed, as I'm about to do, and then just leave it like that. Or if you need to, a little bit warm through the day and you want to cover it up, one push and the button will close that screen for you. With our RAV4 Cruiser, we have our leather accented seats, heated and cooled. And here's a first that we haven't had in the RAV before. These back seats on the outer boards are also now heated. So now come winter, everyone's going to be a little bit more comfortable and warmed up. During summer, driver and passenger get to be cooled as well, so a little bit nicer. We have a different toggle switch instead of gear stick point for the RAV Cruiser. It's a very, very simple application. Foot on the brake, pull straight down, there it is, straight in. Push up for reverse. You've still got your park brake here, but you can just hit the P, puts the car into park, activates the parking brake. We're done. Nice and simple there as well. We have a few more bits and pieces with this new RAV. So obviously our auto headlights, our auto wipers, our auto high beam is now located on the end of the blinker stalk. So it's just a one touch rather than having to go fishing down here to find it, which makes things a lot simpler as well. With our infotainment system, it's well upgraded. In fact, with our Toyota Connect system, which is going to become a very important part of you owning a RAV4, you'll be able to have a lot more access and functionality through your Connect app on your phone and through the system here. So you'll be able to adjust your seat temperatures, your air conditioning temperature. All of those things will be very simply found in here. Plus all of our safety features. And of course, we know that some of us like to turn a few of them on and off here and there. There's a very big raft of those in here. If we go into the driving assist system, we can look at driver support. We can look at collision mitigation. You can see everything's there. Lane departure, pre-collision, your front cross traffic alert, which is something we haven't had. So like with rear cross, where reversing, it would pick up objects and let you know about it, beeping the blind spot monitors and audibly inside, it'll now do that for if the same thing happens at the front. We've got safe exit assist. That is something I really like. Remember, you pull up somewhere, you park in a parking spot, you open your door to get out, there could be cars coming that are a little bit closer than you thought when you first go for the door handle. The car will actually let you know that there's something coming that side and ask you to take care exiting the vehicle. Blind spot monitors, of course, everything's there that we normally expect. And some of these can be turned on and off if you find them where you don't need them at certain times of your driving time. We have our digital audio, AM, FM, and with Toyota Connect, one of the new features for Toyota Connect when you can add in your own connected services side is that for 3 months, you can have access to a free trial of Spotify through the KDDI system. At the end of that 3 months, you would then be asked to, if you wanted to continue it, there would be a fee involved. Or if you have your own Spotify set up, you can actually link your own account to it. And we can show you how to do all that when we're setting the car up for you. So one thing with the Cruiser model and also the new GR coming out is it will have the toggle switch gear shift. So our normal RAVs will have our traditional gear stick that we're used to, but the Cruiser and the GR model will have our toggle. So nice and easy, foot on the brake, pull down, you're in drive, push forward, you're in reverse, and then when you want the car to stop when you've pulled up anywhere, you just hit the P. Once we hit that, you can hear the handbrake turn on and activate, and again that notifies you up here on the right hand side of the screen that your park brake is engaged. With our reverse camera also, if I go back into reverse, you can see it's a much more improved camera. Sensors are already picking up here and where we're sitting that it's showing that there's an object behind that could be within range quite shortly, and as we get closer, of course, the system will do its normal beeping and let us know. Same as in drive, we get the front camera and you can see the sensors are already indicating for us that there is an object in front that's going to encompass the whole of the car. As we get closer, the sensors will start beeping and letting you know how close you've got before you get too close. Drive modes. In our new RAV, drive modes that we have, of course, we have our, you can see them up here on the screen, we have normal, it's a touch, eco, we have a sport mode and a custom setting. So you can configure it, touching the configure, you can set the powertrain and the steering and the air conditioning to whether you want them a normal, sport or just left as they standardly are. So you've got those options in front of you to be able to just simply do. And also you don't have to use the screen. You can do it here off the drive mode button, which is just centrally located right in reach. With the Cruiser and the GR models, we will be getting our JBL sound system. So again, 9-speaker system, subwoofer in the boot, and does represent a really good sound. Like a nice, crisp, clear sound. And that's what you want. You're driving, you're spending a lot of time in the car, music's important to most people. Why not make it enjoyable? You'll notice here we've got a new dash layout here for the RAV range. And in the Cruiser, you have the ability, just by a touch of your screen, to decide which dash setup you want to be. You can have your map there, you can have your radar cruise control set up in place, you can have what the car's doing over fuel range and all. You can come back to just having a central one, or a single circular, or as I like, the twin style. So you've got a power and eco and charge system over this side, which shows you what you're doing at the time of accelerating or braking. You've got your centralized digital speedometer, and on the right hand side a traditional analog speedometer, so you can check on both. We also, as a bonus with the Cruiser model and also GR, we've got our heads up display, which sits up on the top of the windscreen. It gives you a much clearer vision of your speedometer and a few other basic functions, your road sign assist, what gear you're in, and it's there. So you don't have to be looking down all the time. You can be looking straight out and have it seeing, and you can see clearly through it, which is really, really good. So there's some of the things. All the functions for your dash line are on the left-hand side this time. So just by your up and down sequence button here, you can go down, check your EV driving ratio. Hey, we're at 100%, I'm happy with that. Come down again, you've got a compass, which will also turn into your turn by turn if you don't want it visible here. It can be there as you're going through your directions that you've asked it to do. What radio station, trip info, like trip A, trip B, that sort of thing. And of course you can come back to what the battery's doing, how it's charging the car, where its level is at this point in time. You've also now, for the RAV, something we haven't had before, we've got tyre pressure. So you can have a tyre pressure monitor to determine what pressure's your tyre at, so you know when it's time to maybe add some air, check on that sort of thing. You'll know if one's getting lower than the others. You'll be able to stop and sort that out. It'll also show you where the power is being traction to the car or not. You'll notice here, first time in RAV4, we have our driver monitor setting, which is a really good safety feature, designed to make it, if you're driving along and you happen to look too far out the window for too long, the system will beep and alert you. Now this is primarily designed to keep your attention forward, as a driver we should be, but in addition to that, it acts as a safety net. If you happen to be in a situation where maybe you've passed out, something's gone wrong, this car will notify. If you don't do anything about it, it'll notify louder, and then it'll decide hazard lights go on, the car will stop, and it will notify Toyota Connect Services that this car's had to stop on a sudden emergency stop because there's something indicated that there could be something wrong with the driver. So another little thing that we've added through the SOS system and our connected services system that gives you that little bit extra peace of mind to know that this car will help you in any sort of trouble that you get to. Radar cruise control has been improved, of course. We've got our distance range, which you can set to the distance of the car in front, how much you want versus where you think the distance should be. And that's anywhere from like a 3 or 4 car length to a 1.5 car length. Radar cruise control turned on, speed set, which now also activates lane departure, steering assist and lane centering. So everything works with that radar cruise so that you've got a lot more peace of mind, highway, long journey driving, to know that the car's going to work with you to make that drive as safe as possible. So again, in the past, we've had our digital camera with the RAV4, and again, we have it. So if you've got people in the back, you've got 3 people there, it might be a little bit more difficult and challenging to see directly out that back window. One roll of the switch, and there we have our camera, and you can see our lovely service advisor sitting back there. So you can see what is happening directly behind you when you're in the traffic driving along, if you've got that obstruction behind you. Just something that I think is a good little handy thing to have and helps a little. Now have a look at this. Another thing I like, in the previous models of high-end level, the Cruiser, etc., you could press a view button when you were sitting in park and the car would do a circular lap of the car to show you what was around. Well, now you've got the ability to do that yourself. You can move it, and it's a really good, you can do it from above and just circle it around, or you can do it at eye level, depending on what you like. And of course, as soon as you select a gear, it'll go to the forward camera first, or if you go into reverse, it'll give you your reverse mode as well. So not a bad little thing to have, a little extra thing just to help you with a little bit of vision around the car just before you move off, just to make sure every object's out of the way, push bikes, animals, gosh forbid kids, anything out of the way that you need to avoid before driving off, you'll be able to see on that camera. So something we've brought across from the Prado to the RAV4 range is something I like, because if you're ever driving along at night, you go hunting for the interior light switch, it's really hard to find, you're belting around it. Well, now it's really easy. One tap, there it is. Tap again and it'll just go away gradually. So that's going to be pretty useful as well. You're going to find there's a lot of useful things that we've now packed into the RAV4. And it's not just in the Cruiser, it's across the range. As we get more models through, I'll spend a bit of time showing you the differences between the models so that we have a good understanding. And of course, as we've always said, the best way to do it is to come and have a driver one. So we're really excited to have the new RAV4 range here. And thankfully, we've got a couple of the models here to be able to show you. Come down, have a test drive, have a comprehensive walkthrough with our salespeople. We're all more than happy to show you, because we're all very, very happy that this car's now finally arrived to us. Come down and see us, downtown Toyota, 753 Wynnum Road, Morningside, and let us show you why this should be a car that finds its way to your garage.